R.C. Sproul said this once. If you were to go to most Christians, I would suppose every Christian, those who are affiliated to Christendom, and say to them, as I would say to you this morning, do you believe that God is sovereign? And I would guarantee that most of you, if not all of you, would say yes, God is sovereign. But if I were to press that question even deeper, now you've confessed, if I were to press that, and I keep on pressing that question to you, by your confession that die God, almagtige God, hy is sovereign, that the Almighty God is sovereign, if I were to press you and ask you, where in your life do you find him to be sovereign? Where? In the good times or in the bad times? And then I guarantee you that most Christians that I press with this question, and I'm telling you this morning, I've pressed myself with this question. So don't think that I'm pressing you with this. I've pressed myself. I've had to come to this conclusion myself. Where in your life is God sovereign? We find sovereignty of God to be at its peak when everything is going well with us. Do we see God's sovereignty when your finances are being attacked and the money is low? Would you shout out at that moment, God is sovereign? Death comes along, sickness comes along. Would you say at that moment, God, I'm pressing you, church. Would you say God is sovereign? Are you willing to retract, rescind your confession? Or is God sovereign when you've got a raise? Oh, look how God has provided. Jehovah Jireh. See what the Lord has done. He's sovereign. God is looking so well after us. I've got a new car, I've got a new house, I've got a new this, and I've got a new that. But is God sovereign when things are going so badly? And I confess to you, family, this morning, I've pressed myself with that question because my wife and I have been going, and this is not to spill my guts on you this morning, you've got your own problems, but we have been facing problems of great magnitude. Sometimes it's not even simple, it's beyond comprehension. And I've pressed myself with that question deeply, and I'm telling you the truth this morning. Lord, do I confess that right now, while I'm suffering, I'm actually even crying? How did this even come about? Are you sovereign? So I'm asking you this, church, to think deeply. Because I know most of you would confess, yes, he's in control, but is he in control? Does he know right now, what you're going through? And would you yield? I'm asking you, would you bend your knee to him right now? If what you are going through is so clouded, it is just beyond your thinking, that there is no way out. It seems that there is no way out. Would you bend your knee to him right now? That confession you so lightly made, because us in our Christian faith, yes, God is sovereign. Why? Because we've just grown up like that. We've been taught God is sovereign. He created the heavens and the earth. He's done this. His benevolence is just before us. But in your deep struggles when no one is around, and perhaps even when husband and wife going through the same battle, but the battle is so great that you find yourself alone even when you're together, would you bow your knee when there's no answer? I'm heading that way this morning because I want to press you. I want to press you deeply this morning.